Hello and welcome back to another Python beginner class. Okay, in this video we are going to go through for lesson 7, Loopy loop. Right? Okay, so let's start with this. Okay, in this slide, right? So in this slide, I'm going to teach you about the variations of loops that are available inside Python. Okay. Alright, so first of all, loops by definition just means circular or oval shape that two ends will cross each other, like this diagram over here. Okay, the arrow following each other like this. Okay, keep on chasing each other. So this is what a what a loops looks like. Okay, if we were to visualize it as so. Okay, so it will keep on spinning. Another things that is quite similar is the infinity value. Okay, it keeps on like spinning in the same motion. Okay, so in other words, we are actually repeating a pattern. Okay, repeating something in a pattern. Okay, so some loops that are like some example of the loops that we can use in our daily life are like listening to Spotify music, watching YouTube videos, and even when you're using the stove. Okay, when cooking or using the fire. Okay, so there are two kinds of loop in this Python. Okay, which is while and for. Okay, which will have some functions to use together. Alright, so we are going to learn about the while first, and then we go through for the loop, for loop. Okay, alright, so now I'm going to teach you how to use the while loop. Okay, so while loop is a loop that will repeat. Okay, the thing will repeat while it's in a true condition. Okay, so meaning that once it arrives to a false condition, it will start repeating itself. Okay, it's a bit different than when you're using the boolean logic. Okay, which will only like stop when it is true or something. But when you're using the while, it will only stop when the value reach a false value, or that we set some condition for it to stop. Okay, okay, so now let me teach you how to use the while loop. Okay, by using this example. So first of all, create something like something of like a variable, okay, that have the value 1 inside. Okay, so now we are going to repeat this. We're going to make it repeat incrementing the same number. Okay, so the I equal to 1, and then on the second line, while I is less than 10, okay, less or equal to 10. Okay, print I. Alright, okay, so for this loop, okay, for this part over here, while the I is still less than 10, keep on printing this number. Okay, keep printing on this number. Okay, and then we're going to add another condition which will increase the it will add up by 1 for each loop. Okay, for each iteration of the same. Okay, so this one will put it like this: I equal to I plus 1. Okay, now you are set for this one, right? Okay, and make sure that the print and the I is inside the indent. Okay, that's the indent behind it. Okay, so to indicate that this one is part of the while loop. Okay, so this one, while it is true that the I is not more than 10, it will keep on printing. Okay, I'll tell you just in case. Then when we run it, Okay, as you can see over in the terminal, it start with the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so meaning that because 11 is more than 10, then it will stop over at 10. Okay, so the 11 will be the false condition, or anything that is more than 10 will be the false condition. Okay, if we for example that we didn't put any of this, no. Okay, so this one is kind of like a stoppage lah actually. Okay, the I plus 1 for the increment, because if you just leave it like this, it will keep on printing the same thing over and over again. Alright, we will keep on printing the same thing until we stop it manually. Okay, so that's why we use the I here, so to act as a stoppage, okay, for it. And also because this one because of this condition. Okay, so while using the while loop, you can actually use some statement with the while, with the loop. Okay, so statement in loop is like the condition for the loop to either continue looping or stop. There are several different statements that we can use. Okay, there are 3 that we are going to learn in this class, okay, in this lesson, which are break, else, and continue. Okay, so now I'm going to teach you how to use the break statement. Okay, we are going to use the same code, but just we are going to add something at the end over here. Okay, if I equal to 5, break. Okay, and then we are going to add the increment again. Okay, you can also do the increment like this, okay, without changing it, without the I equal to I plus 1. Okay, you can also do it like this. Okay, so once we run, okay, so as you can see, it will only print the number until 5. It will only repeat the number until 5. Okay, why is it like this? Okay, so this means that when you are using the break statement, you can actually stop looping at a specific position that you want. Okay, so you can stop it even if the condition is still true. Alright, okay, so if you want to use the break, just make sure that you have the if. You have to set the condition that you want to stop it at. Okay, like this one, if I equal to 5, then break. Okay, break will means that it will stop at that condition that you set in here. Okay, right, and make sure that you follow it quite similar to this one, because in some statement the increment will play, not the increment, the placement of the code will play a role in the loop. Okay, so make sure to do it exactly as what I show you over here. Okay, unless that you do something else. Okay, so next one will be continue. Okay, so continue is a bit different than when you're using the break and the normal while loop. Okay, so continue statement means it will break the current iteration, but then it will continue looping again. Okay, so this one is a bit different than break. Okay, so meaning that when you're using the continue statement, okay, it will stop at this number. Okay, but this one, like for example, this number, the I equal to 5. Okay, it will break at number 5, but it won't show you the number 5. It will skip this number and then continue looping again. Okay, So let me show you how to use it. Okay, so we are going to delete all of this first while setting up the condition. And also we're going to change the I to 0, okay? Because when you're using the continue, it's a bit different than when you're using the while and the break statement. Okay. Alright. So first of all, while I is less than 10, and then we are going to add the increment. Okay. Okay, and then if I is equal to 4, this one is a part of the example, continue, and then we're going to print the I. Oh, not this. Okay. Sorry for this one. It's supposed to be I plus equal to 1. Okay. Alright, now let's try again. Alright, so as you can see over here, it starts with 1 and not at 0. Okay, so that's why we use 0, because it will add up the increment first, and then it will start. Okay, so if you put 1 over here in the I variable, then it will become 2 over in the terminal. It will start at 2 in the terminal, so that's why we use 0. Okay, so as you can see, 1, 2, 3, and then 4 is missing. Okay, because it skipped the number 4, but then it will continue with the rest of the number. Okay. Okay, this is how you use the continue. Actually, all of this will usually will make sense once you have created a program or a game that use this function and that they use this kind of structure. Okay, yeah, right now we're just teaching you how to use, okay, in a general way, so it may look a bit weird, okay, but later on when you are doing your program or your game, it will it will look more like a proper Python coding. Okay. Alright, so the last one before the while loop statement is the else statement. Okay, so else statement means we can run a block of code once the condition is no longer true. Okay. Okay, so like in the example I'm going to teach you, okay, wait. Okay, I'm going to change it a bit again. Only until here. Okay. Print I. Okay. And then delete the indent. Make sure the else is aligned with the while. Okay. Hold on. Print I is no longer more than 1. Yeah, more than. Okay. So what this one does is, at the end of our iteration or our loop, it will print out the I is no longer more than 10. Okay, so it's quite similar to when you're using the boolean logic coding. Okay. Alright, so as you can see over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. After that, it will print out the I is no longer more than 10. Okay. This one is like if you want to tell the user that, oh, this number is okay, completely done with this number. So that's why you use this as an indicator for them. Okay. So next one we are going to go through for the for loop. Okay. For loop, FOR loop. Okay, it'll be a bit different. And we are not going to use number. Okay. Usually we are going to use something like a list or a tuple. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to tell you the definition of the for loop first. Okay. So for loop is an iteration or repetition of a sequence that is either a list, a tuple, a dictionary, a set, or a string. Okay. Usually it will be something that is typable and that looks like a word. Okay. So unlike while using the loop, okay, well, unlike using the while loop, you don't need a variable with the number to start. Okay, you can use almost any kind of data or storage structure, like I said in the start. Okay. Okay, so now we are going to set up for the for loop. Okay. Depending on what you want to iterate, you want to like repeat. Okay. You may need to change. You may need to create a storage structure. First. Okay. You may want. You may need to create a storage structure first, like a list or a dictionary. Okay. But just make sure the value inside is in the string. Okay. Any kind of variable can be used. Okay. Storage structure can be used. So first, I'm going to create something, a list of fruits. Okay. It'll be banana, apple, and cherry. I'm not sure if cherry is a fruit or not, but let's just go with cherry. Okay, now we have a list of fruit that we are going to iterate. Okay. Alright, then on the second line, for x. Okay, so this x then will be something like the variable actually. Okay, but we are just going to rename it to something easier to use. Or usually this one I'll just call it as a placeholder for the time being. Okay, for any element. Okay, okay, the for, and then that's this x. Okay, so this x is something like the element inside the list. Okay, so it can be used. It can be named as anything. Okay, as long as the Python can read it. Okay, so I'm just going to use x in fruits. Okay, so this one will be the list. Okay, print x. Okay, so this one will be something like the variable. Okay, in this case, so once I run it like this, it will print out all the strings inside of the list. Okay, so it will print out the string here in a sequence. Okay, exactly as how you type in the list. So banana first, apple, and then the cherry. So that one just to show you how to use it with the list. The next one I will teach you how to use string. Okay. Okay, the result with string will be a bit different than when you're using a list. Okay, so right now let's do it for x in. Okay, this one I change it to string. To advanced fire add coins. Alright, the thing that we get for completing our job, our task. Okay, or participating in any kind of activity that we have. Okay. Okay, equal print x. Alright, so complete like this. Okay, for x in advanced fire add coins, print x. Okay, so when we're using it with a string like this, it will print out everything in a sequence. Okay, letter by letter. Okay, it will print out the word in letter by letter. Okay, so at adv advanced fire add coins. Okay, okay, now let's go back to the second one. Okay, I'm going to use this method called undo. Okay, I'm not sure if you can find it from here. Yeah, this one, undo typing. Okay, I use control Z. Okay, okay, until you have back the list over here. Okay, because then in this statement I'm going to use the same thing. So to save some time for you guys, you can use the control Z. Okay, this one, undo typing. Hope you cannot see this one. Edit, undo typing. Okay, or you can control Z on your keyboard. Okay, okay, now we're going to do the same thing. Okay, fruits by with the list. For x in fruits, okay, print x. Okay, it will print out the same thing, but we're going to add another condition, so that if x equal to x equal to something, one of the fruit here, it will break. Okay, so this one I will change it into I will set apple as the break condition. Okay, and then break. Okay, see what happened after this. Alright, see, as you can see over here, it will stop at apple. Okay, so maybe I add another one to differentiate easier. Banana, apple, cherry, durian. Okay. Okay, see this in the list we have 4 different fruit, but when we use the if x is equal to apple over here, break. Okay, so it will stop at apple. Okay, almost the same as when you're using the while loop. Okay. Alright, so that is all for the for loop. Okay, it is a bit short and some of the statement used are actually not that how do I say not practical for the time being. Okay, so I'm just showing you what statement that can be used even in a general use case. Okay, so that is all for this one, for this lesson 27, lesson 7. Okay, if you have any question, you can reach out to me in Slack or in the YouTube comment. Okay, I will try to reply and give answer to you. Okay, alright, so that is all. Thank you for watching and see you again next time. Ciao.